on the streets of Atlanta or New York. And today, it's really a big deal. I've seen the idea been around for quite a while. However, during 2016, it wasn't emphasized. It wasn't necessarily all the celebrities were aware of the core issues. So it's not to everybody that everybody volunteered to shoot and stuff to put it on the streets. This is how much of a big deal it is to everybody, and how much of a celebration it really is. All the dogs watching it in the run, everybody watching in the camcorders, it's a big celebration. After the ceremony, you start overhearing being briefed. Find what happens where it will. What the things that you see after you start eating are the itinerary. After you start, the W.K.F.C checkpoints, and all the marchers and platoons. All of this can listen to about 987 miles. Yet on our years, the itinerary goes over here. But this year was a big year, so it went from here. You wish you know where we begin to the bird park over and on. Maybe. Nobody knows where the squares are making at all. Everybody wants to win. It really is not easy for a measure to be reviewed by the center or somebody from the Iditarod organization. Okay, so what they usually do is either review it outside or usually at a quiet side of the checkpoint. They can review all the hustle bustle and detention so that we can get interviewed some peace and quiet. But you should have the choice of going through a worst day in the cabin or time library like our circle. It's always released, and she wasn't to split with him for a last 3 months. Food for delicious knives and tools feasting us up. The 23 checkpoints in the Iditarod, each roughly 45 miles apart. Some checkpoints are villages, like Chitul, which is on the sea. Those towns like Lexie and Iditarod, which serve as checkpoints. The points are just small setups that safety groups wants to us. Our food safety is mission fence, cabins, and fence.
Documents are ordinary. It serves everyone and everything else to make it as possible. You must use the documents that are lucky to be where they are, with such kind very much.
We are getting prepared for the Iditarod checkpoint. It takes the whole village. It takes some of our past village visitors who come back to Iditarod. Our population goes through 50 and 60, and we might go over 100 people. Easily, it's very nice. We're expecting probably listen 42 to 24 here, maybe, by the amount of doctors who came in. And so might be a little over 2
These are just some of the fine examples of people helping mushers spread across the hard terrain of the Alaskan wilderness. These are just some of the examples of how the minds of mushrooms and dogs are extreme, and they will go to extreme lengths to make each other proud. This is also telling how the people of the checkpoints determine the mushrooms to keep going, even in the harsh climate and terrain of the Alaskan wilderness. In 1925, a child in Alaska had symptoms of diphtheria. The next day, that child died, and another kid had symptoms of diphtheria. It was a diphtherian outbreak. Telegrams were sent to Washington, D.C. for the CERN. A plane was sent to Anchorage, Alaska, nearly 1,000 miles away from where the outbreak was happening. Anchorage had 2 options. To either 1, deliver the CERN by plane, which would be a lot faster, but the oil could freeze in the blistering weather and never arrive, or deliver the CERN by dog sled, which is slower but more likely to reach you. Anchorage voted to deliver the CERN by dog sled. The plan was to have a musher at each town along the Iditarod Trail, which used to be a trail used in the Alaskan Gold Rush. One musher would have the CERN and deliver the CERN to the next town where a musher would be waiting. This was a bad bad time because storms were coming in. One musher was blown off his sled and got hypothermia, while another one's hands got frozen onto the handle. Jason ended up going past the town he was supposed to go to, and the musher was asleep in the next town, forcing him to do 3 towns, making him the one too much to the most miles. The mushers relay made it to now in 5 days, not including the time it took for the stern to make it to Anchorage, using 20 mushers and over 160 dogs. The Iditarod is in honor of this. Dorothy Page and Joe Reddington wanted to bring back dog sleds in 1970, and it was being replaced by the snowmobile. So they decided to have a race using dog sleds. But instead of a relay like it actually happened, this is a race. A musher with a minimum of 9 dogs must cross Alaska all by themselves, stopping at checkpoints along the way. The first Iditarod was in 1973, which took 20 days, and has been going on ever since.
Safety during the Iditarod Trail sled dog race, there are 2 distinct sides. Those who believe racing is what Alaskan Huskies are bred to do. These dogs love what they do. They just live to run, and they really enjoy it, and they work as a pack and as a team. They're probably the most incredible athletes in the world, and they, when they're racing, they'll get tired. There's no question that they'll get tired at the end of the day, running 100 or more miles a day. But they're not made to do it. I mean, they're not pushed or forced in any way. There's nothing you can do to make a dog run. It's their own will. Things I always hear is they're too skinny. Well, have you ever seen a marathon runner that has an ounce of fat, or an Olympic athlete that is chubby, not in shape? These guys are Olympic athletes in my mind. And those who think it's animal abuse.
The Iditarod really has nothing but a death race for dogs. If you think the dog having bloody paws and dying of hypothermia and getting gastric infections and having ulcers is something that is exciting and romantic, go for it. Really, it's just like a dog fighting in the north as far as we're concerned.
But regardless of your position, the dogs face undeniably harsh physical and mental conditions, as well as the extreme environment on the trail.
I think most of the injuries that I see is a very common wrist injury. From running, they'll get some swelling in their wrists, and it's painful. And when a dog is got a painful wrist, they're not going to run, so a lot of mushers will drop them. But for the most part, it's skeletal, muscle, and joint injuries that we see that require 2 days to 2 weeks to recover, and then the dogs are usually raring to go again. They're fine with the cold. If there's wind out there, the mushers will put a coat on them. All the dogs wear booties to keep their feet protected, not to keep them warm, but to keep them protected from abrasion on really cold snow.
According to the People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, other complications dogs might experience during Alaska's rugged 1,100-mile trek are hypothermia, pneumonia, lung damage, exhaustion, dehydration, diarrhea, stomach ulcers, and stress, along with a host of other problems.
I know the mushers in the long term appreciate that they have a healthy dog that they don't have to worry too much about out there. Nobody wants to get a dog sick on the trail and at the very worst die.
But that's the reality.
There's a thing called life and death, and it just happens. It's a course. But in reality, these athletes have probably, I would say, one of the most caring safety nets I've ever seen in my life.
Statistics on dog deaths since the Iditarod began in 1973 are incomplete since records haven't always been kept. But according to an Anchorage Daily News report in 1997, 107 dogs had died during the Iditarod through that particular year. These numbers don't include deaths that occurred during training or after the race. The Sled Dog Action Coalition's website states that to date, about 136 dogs have died since the race began. That includes 3 from this year's race, where one died from aspiration pneumonia, the other after being hit and killed by a snow machiner, and the third cause of death has yet to be determined. And while Iditarod officials insist the dogs get some of the best veterinary care in the world, like thorough checkups before the race and some 10,000 exams at the checkpoints, they do acknowledge the dangers the animals face.
We have never this race. Never. Unfortunately, we have lost canine athletes in this race. It's something we take extremely seriously. It doesn't feel right unless we come home with all of the members of all of the teams. It has, yes. I can't remember the year, but that has happened.
Aside from the possible medical problems ailing the animals, there have been occasional reports of abuse by owners. But like anything, there are some bad apples out there.
People may not realize that every single year dogs die in the Iditarod. In addition to the dogs that die in the race, there are countless dogs who are killed by their mushers because they're not fast enough to make the cut. So there's blood all over the place in this annual event, and it really needs to stop.
In this video, now Stevie will be talking about the dogs of the Iditarod.
You have one dog in there that's not having fun. In your mind, you think this team's tired, even though it's really just that one dog. You're only as fast as your slowest dog. Where's Mr. God? So this guy right here, it's one of the dogs that raced with me in the 2012 Iditarod, the first Iditarod that I won. He got booted by a moose. The moose did not survive the encounter. I carry a handgun with me. This guy was ended up paralyzed from the neck down. Got him out of acreage where we got 3 out of 4 legs functioning again. He's going to stay here and he's just on retirement. Well, hook up your nose. Hey, Paxton. Paxton. You want to go, buddy? Hey, behave yourself.